I'm in the waiting room, so.
No, you're not. I dragged you in.
Oh, you drug man?
Yep.
I can only see the other one.
Come on.
All right, so let's save this project. SRM trucks. Save. Yes. Get rid of that. Back Discord. Direct message. Carl.
Hey, better
Upload.
better send it to me soon, or I'm not gonna be able to get in the race.
Oh, you have to watch out, buddy.
Yeah.
I race live timing. SRM. Just SRM trucks. And here. Copy. Oh wow. I'm not even on the guess I'm being a newbie.
Good evening, race fans. Welcome to the Core Racing Network. Tonight, going to be bringing you a little bit of truck action here from the New England area up here at New Hampshire Motor Speedway. 1 mile oval track here, pretty flat and pretty racy too. If you're not careful with the tires, you can certainly get eaten up late in the runs here. We are here with the SRM Truck Series here tonight, and going to welcome some new fresh faces to the to the stable here, and hopefully you guys enjoy the broadcast here, and maybe see you back soon again. But we're gonna have 150 laps on the table here tonight, so a nice long race here up in New Hampshire. See everything shakes out. These guys are in the middle of qualifying right now. Gonna be bringing in a couple guys in here for the in-race reporters, but in the meantime, I'm gonna bring in my partner in crime, and that is Jimmy Covert. Jimmy, how's it going up here? It's not a short track, so you should be happy.
Yeah, definitely not a short track, but it's at that edge. 1 mile I'm good with. But here looks like a good group of guys here, about 13 trucks out here tonight to fly around here. So hopefully we'll get some good green run action as these guys will tackle the New Hampshire for 150 laps.
Yeah, first guy we will bring in here, we're going to have two of them. We're going to have TJ Lear, and we're going to also have Anthony Emmerich in here. Looks like TJ Lear has already put his laps down, so we will bring him in first and just kind of pick his brain about how the season's going so far, how he looks forward to tonight. So first one in here now is TJ Lear, driver of the 85 truck here tonight. TJ, first off, how do you like New Hampshire? It's one of those tracks where it's kind of a love and hate for some drivers, kind of like Pocono. Some drivers really like it, some drivers really don't. So how are your feelings towards it?
I am in the boat of haters. I am not a fan of this track whatsoever. It's just like it's just a tough track to drive. I especially struggle on entry when it comes to braking into the corners, and then there's the exit. So not super excited to be racing here. And when I qualified, it looked good seeing that was like P5. But then I looked at the results and saw that there was only 5 of us who qualified. Now there's 6, and I'm last. So that's
still top 10. Still top 10. So you got that going for you.
Yeah. But, in the meantime.
Yeah, but yeah. So it sounds like the straightaways you're good with, but pretty much everything to do with the corners not so much. And yeah, that's kind of New Hampshire in a nutshell. You really need to understand how to tackle these corners, and it's not easy, and it's different with every car, and especially with the trucks here tonight, it's certainly going to be different, but. Given that fact, do you think it's something that you can kind of work on? Do you think you got kind of a strategy, maybe tire saving, or just something you're going to work on through the race?
I feel like I could possibly learn my braking zones from how the rest of the field drives around me, and I can start learning where I need to brake and what works for me and helps me get through those corners.
All right, well, we'll let you get back here in the truck in a second. Before we do, anybody you want to send a shout out to or any thanks to before we let you go?
Anybody who I invite to watch these races and everybody who supports me helps with staying motivated to try and do this and get up there. So I thank them for that.
All right, sounds good. Well, we will wish you luck, and hopefully you come to love it by the end of the race here. We'll try and bring you in if we get a chance during some cautions or maybe the stage breaks. But hopefully we get to bring you in for the top 3 interviews at the end.
We'll see.
All right, I will send you back down to the waiting room, and good luck tonight.
Thank you.
All right, next driver we will bring in is going to be Anthony Emmerich. He is the driver of the 23 machine out here tonight. And Anthony, kind of same questions to you. How do you feel about New Hampshire? Right, like we said to TJ, it's a track where some people like it, some people just can't stand it.
I'm kind of right in the middle. Thankful it's a lot wider than a Martinsville, but I don't know. Short track racing just always keeps you on the edge of your seat the whole race, man.
Just please don't say Martinsville anymore. I can't stand that track. It's one of those where just nothing works with any kind of car you go to. But yeah, this track is kind of Martinsville-esque. It's kind of like Martinsville times 2. It's got long straightaways. It's got the tight little flat corners. So what's going to be the strategy without giving anything away tonight? Is it going to be something where you're just going to play out the long game? Do you think you have any kind of short run speed for these guys?
Yeah, no, I think I'm too slow on the short run. I'm just going to try to play the long run speed, and hopefully I can keep it clean and have something for them.
All right, sounds good. So before we let you get back in the truck, anybody you want to send a shout out to or thanks to?
Just like to thank my whole family for letting me sit down and take the time and enjoy some iRacing.
All right, sounds good, buddy. We will wish you luck out there, and like I said to TJ, we'll get a chance to bring you in maybe during the race, during some stage breaks, and see how it's going so far. But hopefully we get to talk to you at the end of the top three.
Alrighty, sounds good. Thank you, sir.
Good luck, buddy. That was the 23 of Anthony Emmerich. Looks like choosing not to put a qualifying lap down. And Jimmy, we're all done with qualifying. Everybody is getting gridded up. Why don't you give us a rundown?
Yeah, I'll go ahead and give you a rundown of tonight's field. As on the pole, we have Kenneth Brown. Second is Trevor Keith. Third is Chase Shipley. Fourth is Hunter Bailey. Fifth is Matthew Karakoff. Sixth is TJ. Seventh is Jacob Torman. Eighth is Jesse Singleton. Ninth is Anthony Emmerich. 10th is TJ Hanley. 11th is Patrick Jenks. 12th is Raj. And I don't want to butcher your last name, bud, so we'll just call you Raj for the night. And 13 is Kelly Hyatt.
Yeah, certainly apologize to anybody that we may be butchering names out there, and we'll give it our best here. But yeah, it's going to be a nice long race here, 150 laps. So these guys are going to have plenty of time to get things shaken out, and they're going to have stage cautions at lap 50 and lap 100. So, regardless of what's going on out there, these guys will get at least 2 little breaks and try and figure out what they're doing wrong and maybe keep capitalizing on what they're doing right. But 13 guys in the field, so a nice little field here, and it's going to be Kenneth Brown and Trevor Keith going to be leading these guys to the green flag.
So Kenneth Brown will lead them down here to start this race, though.
Yeah, while we get a chance, we want to shout out the league sponsors here of Keystone Corner and Boss Tech. Thank them for all the support that they give the guys out here, and it's I'm sure certainly appreciated. But we are getting ready to go green here. Looks like the pace truck is off the track, and the guys are getting ready. The hammer is down. The flag is being waved by Barney. We're green flag racing up here in New Hampshire Motor Speedway. And it looks like a pretty good jump there for Kenneth Brown. He's going to lead the field down into turn 1. Looks like Chase Shipley, I'm guessing teammate, right behind him and not wasting any time getting these guys right up to the front. And it's going to be a 1-2 for these guys with Trevor Keith right there in third. And we got Hunter Bailey and Matthew Karakoff battling out for 4th and 5th place right now.
These guys are doing a real good job of keeping together here with, not too much separation between them. This is a 1 mile track, and it's pretty flat on not too much of a high banking, but they're getting around here at a good clip as we get a little bit of 2x2 action here for, it looks like around the 7th and 8th area.
A little bit of a wiggle there by the 31 of Torman coming off the corner, does get it righted, and it was a good job saving the truck right there. But you kind of see 2 different lines. It's through 3 and 4, you're going to see the guys either all the way at the bottom or kind of straddling the different shades of asphalt there, where you have the extra little patch laid down and kind of diming off the corner. And you'll kind of see the same thing again in turns 1 and 2. Like that's pretty much the preferred line here. Getting all the way down in the bottom is good for the beginning of the corner and even through the middle of the corner, but coming off the corner, it really wants to just point you straight out towards the wall. So you'll see these guys trying to maybe diamond the corner, slide up towards the middle a little bit, and then apex it, come down towards the bottom. It's just going to help that truck get some grip and avoid that turn 2 and turn 4 wall.
Yeah, it's not something they want to find tonight. That's the wall here. Is the 48 is of Chase Shipley is trying to make a spot up here on Trevor.
Yeah, doing a good job making the outside line work, and you don't see that too often, but this is a track where you can certainly get it done. It's somewhere you're going to lose a little bit going into the corner, but you're going to have that better drive coming off, and he is certainly trying to get that 48 pass and move into second place, and it looks like he is going to get it done. So move the 48 into second place, and it looks like right behind them, Torman is also trying to take a little bite out of that outside and try and run right around and grab himself third place as well.
Yeah, once one person sees a line working, they tend to try to mimic that and see if they can make it work for themselves. As the 51 just got a little bit loose there.
Yeah, I think Anthony kind of nailed it on the head when he talked about Martinsville. As much as I hate that word coming out of my mouth, it's pretty much a curse word to me. But that's pretty much what this track is. Like we said, it's going to be a little tight, a little flat through the corners, and what that's going to do is it's going to burn off those tires, and that right front is going to be hurting towards the end of the run. So you really need to be gentle. I know you want to make some passes. You want to try and gain some ground if you had a bad qualifying or maybe didn't qualify, but you really got to think long term here, especially with a field size like this. You don't expect too many cautions, and just keep yourself intact, keep yourself all fenders on the truck, and get yourself to the stage break at 50, get yourself to the stage break at 100, and then fight it out for those last 50.
Yeah, pretty much everybody's single file right now, but the 38 of Patrick Jenks is making some moves back here. As the 26 gets into TJ Hanley.
Yep, Hanley's going to slide it sideways. He's going to get it corrected, so no damage there to anybody else. And looks like just a little bit of damage to that 08 truck, but he does get it back going here. We'll take you back and take a look at that incident. It looked like just about 3 wide battling up front, and maybe that checked up the 08 a little bit, and it certainly did. And a bit of net code there, too. It didn't look like the 26 got into him as hard as it showed on the replay there, but certainly a big shunt there for the 08 machine, and he's going to have to try and reel these guys back in. We'll try and bring up the track map here in a second and show you how far he's fallen back, but probably about a half a track at this point. But we are about to have a battle for the lead with the 48 of Trevor Keith not done and getting into the wall a little bit. It looked like everybody pretty much wanted to bite the wall coming off the corner there, but 48's going to have to regroup it now a little bit. Hopefully not too much damage to that NOS machine, but he's going to try and get it righted back and get back on the bumper of Kenneth Brown and try and grab this lead away.
It's almost like they were going out for a sail there with tires. Maybe the wall was inviting them to maybe change that front right, but so they put their trucks up there a little bit, but got off it, and away they go. And here's the 98 of Kenneth Brown continues to lead this race over Trevor Keith, Matthew Gorfitt. Oh man, I'm butchering your name, and I'm sorry, Matthew. We'll just call you Matt. And then Jacob Torman and Chase Shipley. You guys are doing a great job out there, and just keep it up. You guys are running 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Yeah, Karakov trying to join the 48 of Trevor Keith and start working their way to the front here, but the 48 has regathered himself. He's hunting back down the 48, but that 00 of Matt Karakov is on the outside as well. He was on the extreme outside there through 1 and 2, trying to make the real high line work, and it seemed to be okay there. He gets a good run off the corner. See if he does it here again. He drifts up just a little bit. That's right about where the midline is considered here, and just gets a nice good run off of there. But the 31 of Torman is trying to make his way up there as well, as these guys are closely battling here for these top 4 spots.
Yeah, they don't want anybody to go anywhere, and right now the 31's got that 00 out to the outside, trying to make the inside work, but the outside just showing its strength just a little more as the guys are able to carry the speed out there. Just on that middle seam line right there, you can see it's that splits the track.
Yeah, you see now on the track map that the 08 is right about a half track behind the leaders right now, and plenty far behind the back of the pack. But obviously, as he can just keep in that spot, and even if he goes a lap down to get the lucky dog and get back on the lead lap, so certainly not too much damage done what could have been for the 08, so he's still plenty much in this race. But up front, it is still Kenneth Brown, Trevor Keith, Karakov, Torman, Shipley rounding out your top 5, with Singleton, Lear, Emmerich, Bailey, and Mangaputi. We'll go Mangaputi. I'm sure that's probably wrong, but at least I give it a shot, Raj.
Yeah, the 67 going to the inside of the 24, looking to pick up another position here. Great racing all around from the front to the back, as these guys are continuing to race pretty clean here.
Yeah, and if you notice there with the 67 through the middle of the corner there, it's it's kind of a progressive banking here at New Hampshire, and it's really, really flat all the way in the bottom, and then you get to that first groove, and it's just a little bit more banking and a little bit even more when you get towards the top. But you see the 67 getting all the way down to the bottom of the track. You see the truck kind of flatten out a little bit, and then right here when he comes back up on the track, you see it kind of lean a little bit more. That's a little extra banking right there, and that's what he's using to try and get a little extra grip coming off the corners. It's just not enough yet to get alongside of that 24 and make the pass as he dives it in there now. And a little of a slide job, but not going to happen yet. The 24 says not yet. Too early for that. You see the 24's got a little bumping and banging going on in that left rear as well in that Air Force machine. A lot of these guys seem to have a little bit of a crinkled left rear. So certainly doing some battling and some damage here in the first 15 laps of the race as we're starting to complete lap 16.
Yeah, these laps don't take too long to get around here. We're already 16 laps, like you said. As the 67 and 23 continue to battle. And back out front, the 98 of Kenneth Brown is got a small gap over Trevor Keith, but Trevor's not going anywhere, and this race has only just began as we are only in the first wave of before the stage break.
A little look to the inside for the 48. We're going to fall back in line, but yeah, you see battles going through throughout the track there. As the 67 of Raj, just as we left, he went a little 2 for 1 there, and he said, forget just trying to pass the 24. He's going to pass the 24 and 23, and does a great job getting by him and moving himself up into 8th place. And now we see the 85 and 51 doing battle here. That is the 85 of TJ Lear, one of our in-race reporters. The 51 on the inside of Jesse Singleton, just not getting a good enough run. He's going to stay alongside now, fall back in line as TJ checks him up a little bit going into the corner. But these guys are using plenty more than 2 lines at this point. You got the 51 down on the apron, the extreme short way around this track, but not getting it done there. And the 67 is starting to reel these guys in as well, trying to pick off a couple more positions.
Yeah, Raj might be one of those guys that does really well in saving tires. And if you can save your tires early and stay mid-pack, you can be near the front by the time the end of the stage breaks up.
85 Lear trying to look and get down on the bottom of the 31 of Thorman, and see the 51 of Jesse Singleton trying to get all the way in the inside, just not going to happen. But now the 85 of Lear going to dive down on the inside of turn 1, slide up a little bit, not clear enough to make a slide job. He's going to stay down at the bottom, try and get the good run. Still going to be side by side going down the backstretch, just not enough to clear him right now. But he should have enough going into turn 3 and 4 here, as we got a battle for 3rd place still. As looks like Shipley trying to get that pass completed on Karakov, who is on the outside, and he's been on that outside for quite some time, but it's enough to hold on. It's not getting him closer to the leaders right now, as these guys are battling. The 2 leaders are starting to break away a little bit.
Yeah, when you get a couple drivers that are battling, it gives the leaders the opportunity, or the people in front of you, the opportunity to pull away just a little bit, especially on a track where the draft is not strong. So not every track has a little bit of draft, but here is not as much as somewhere like Talladega or Daytona that we have visited just not too long ago.
Yeah, absolutely. And if you're new to the SDK broadcasting here, if you take a look at those intervals right there, that's the distance between the person and the person in front of them, and you see it where it's orange, it means it's pretty much an imminent battle. They're right on top of each other. When it's yellow, they're somewhat close. When it's white, there's a pretty decent gap, and you see there's really only a couple gaps in between these guys right now. 1st and 2nd checking out a little bit, and then you have a gap between 7th and 8th, and then obviously you have Hanley that got shuffled back there quite a bit, but everybody else pretty much on top of each other, and one little mistake from somebody and there could be a pass or 2 or 3. So these guys doing a good job so far. 23 laps, or actually 22 laps in the books. We're on lap 23 right now, and it is still Kenneth Brown showing the way here at New Hampshire.
Yeah, TJ Hanley back there, even though he had a little blooper in there in the beginning, as long as he can stay on the lead lap for this before the stage break, and then when the stage break comes, he'll be able to catch back up to the field. So he's doing a pretty good job back there, and he should maintain there on the lead lap and get caught back up to the field here as the stage break happens if these guys continue to go green like this.
Speaking of breaking, it looked like the 24 has finally broken away from that second pack. They're trying to reel in the actually, I guess the third pack. He's trying to reel in the second pack there as your first pack would be considered the two leaders out there by themselves. But he's slowly starting to gain ground on these guys, and he got passed by Raj pretty quickly there, and Raj joined that pack pretty quick. So that 67 certainly has a lot of speed in it. Maybe that little bump between him and the 08 just kind of knocked the tires a little off camber or something like that. It's helping that truck turn, but doing a great job out there working his way from the back to the front right now.
Some little manual adjustments, little bump here, little bump there, make the car or truck handle better. Why not?
That's it. If the race setup is bad, just banging around the track and banging at other guys until it feels better, I guess. So certainly working out there for Raj right now as he's up to 7th place right now. So good job, a good start for him as he is your biggest mover of the race. He's up 5 positions, starting it back there in 12th position. He's up 5. The 51 of Jesse Singleton up 4 positions as he started 8th, and he's now running in 4th.
It's always good to start the race and, be able to move up through the field. See Jesse up there 4 spots, like you were saying. Raj is up 5. Patrick Jenks is up 2. Kelly Hyatt's up 1. The guys up front, they're in the same position, and maybe I'm kind of new to the series, but maybe this is how they ran their previous races. So not quite sure what the point standings will look like, but Kenneth Brown and Trevor Keith are definitely, the ones looking like the ones to beat here tonight.
Absolutely, certainly leading the way right now, and we'll get you updated on those points here in just a little bit. But these guys have been showing the way pretty much the entire way now. Keith dropped back a little bit on the restart, or not on the restart, but on the initial start, and worked his way back to the back bumper of the 98, and took a little look early, but got into the wall a little bit. Now he's kind of just settled in there to 2nd place, and he's just content kind of riding along right now. We'll see what happens on this long run, see if anything shakes out. And see if these guys have a chance to make it all the way to 50 on fuel. I know myself, I haven't had a chance to get out here and see what the fuel mileage is for these trucks. So it'll be interesting to see if these guys can make it all the way to the end. You see the 67 getting a little racy there in the back end of the 85. So he's certainly not done making his moves.
67 is on his way to the front as he's just continuing to use that bottom line. He's going to get underneath the 85 and underneath the 00. So another couple spots here for Rush.
Yeah, that 67 is certainly on the move. And just to give you guys an update on the point standings here, providing they are up to date, which I believe they are, was just posted a couple days ago. So, yeah, no shocker. Kenneth Brown is your points leader, and he is leading this race right now. And he has got 1 win on the season. Shipley in 2nd in points. He is 15 points behind Kenneth Brown, sitting in 3rd place on the boards right now. Patrick Jenks, the 38, is 3rd place in points, sitting 9th on the track. He is 23 points back. Philip Willis doesn't look like he is in attendance here tonight. He is in 4th place in points, 29 back. Joe Tardif also not in the running here tonight. He came in 5th place as well. So, actually, sorry, looks like it's a little mixed up here. I believe he is in 4th place. Yeah, I mean 5th place, but. Yeah, that is your top 5 right now in the point standings, and looks like nobody's really broken out as a multi-race winner quite yet. There's a few guys that just have 1 win on the season, but Kenneth Brown's certainly looking like he is he's in shape to make it 2 on the season. Trevor Keith, the one in 2nd, has yet to win a race here this season, so certainly looking to break through, be another one with 1. But Kenneth Brown is certainly looking good out in front. The 67 of Raj is looking like the guy that is the one going to be moving through the field, and we'll see what happens when he gets up to these even faster cars. But doing a good job so far. He's got a battle right now for 5th place with the 00 of Karakov.
Yeah, he kind of, got underneath this 00 a couple laps back, and you can see here he's continuing trying to get to that underside, but just can't quite get by the 00.
And same thing between the 15 and 51 for 3rd place, as the 51 of Singleton looking back to the inside of Shipley and just not getting enough drive off the bottom right now is the 51, and he's going to fall back in line behind the 15, and kind of the same deal with the 67 there of Raj. Both guys working that bottom line, and they're getting in there and getting almost side by side. You see right there, Raj side by side with the 00 in the middle of the corner, but just not getting the run that the 00 gets off the top line, and it's able to let him keep that position. And this battling between both of these sets of cars is dragging that 24 of Hunter Bailey back into the mix.
And Bailey able to take advantage of, them guys doing a little bit of battle as the 67 continues to try to use that low side, as now the 51 is kind of there, as this 00 and the 67 are caught up, making the 67 kind of there check up there a little bit. So lost a little bit of momentum, but still looking good here for the 67 of Raj.
Yeah, really tried to send it in there in 3 and 4 and got really close to getting door to door, but he backed out of it, and it sent him back a little bit. But you see right back on the back bumper of that 00. He's got a fast John Player special machine out there, and great paint scheme to see on any kind of vehicle. So it's looking really sharp there on the 67 for Raj. But we are more than halfway through this first stint now. We are through lap 35 and starting lap 36. So these guys getting ever so close to that first stage break. Still the same top two, but now the gap is starting to get a little bit bigger. About twice as big as the last time we looked in on these guys, and it's now out to over 0.6 of a second as Brown stretching out the lead over Keith. And I kind of see why now, as Shipley back in the mix, and Shipley's actually going to go right back around the 48, and Shipley finding some late run speed here. And maybe that little bit of a brush up on his left rear bumper is helping him as well. But he's going to clear the 48 and move the 15 back into second place here, going down the backstretch. Keith going to have to be relegated back to third for now. So not sure if that early run, that early speed that got him up to the bumper of the 60 or the 98 has maybe worn off those tires a little bit, because these guys are going to be feeling it right about now. Is back in the top of your screen there, you see the 67 finally getting clear and getting around the 00, as they were certainly bumper to bumper going down the front stretch. But now the 67 inside the top 5 for the first time tonight.
Yeah, I mean, he's doing a great job being able to conserve his tires and use that bottom line as he continues to move forward, and he's going to start putting pressure here on the 51.
So top 5 right now are Brown, Shipley, Keith, Singleton, and Magaputi. Then we got Karakoff, Bailey, Lear, Jenks, and Emmerich in your top 10, with Hyatt, Handley, and Torman rounding out the field. And looks like that 31 of Torman is really falling back there. Not sure if he had any kind of incident or what the case was, but the 08 just kind of plugging away. Handley just sticking with it, and he's gained a position. And still right about in the same position he's been in. Hasn't lost too much ground overall to the leader. So good job just sticking with it. And he knows he's got the stage break here coming up in 11 laps. But this 67 is not waiting around for anybody. Already diving to the inside. He's going to make the pass already for 4th place. Easy pass that time for Raj. He's going to move past Singleton, move him up into 4th place now. And he is certainly on the move. You see the 48 already starting to fall back quite a bit from those lead 2 guys, as Shipley has reeled in his teammate of Brown, and this is about to be a battle here, and we'll see who's going to get it done here for the end of this stage. But we got 10 to go right now. The 67 of Magaputi still trying to run down some more cars. He's right back in the mix of it in the top 3 here to try and get around the 48. That bottom line really, really working well for him.
Yeah, you guys really trying real hard to make that bottom line work, and just keep on moving as he's closing up on 3rd place here. With 8 laps to go, he has a good chance of being in the top 3 before the first stage break.
Strategy possibly here, as the 00 of Karakoff in the pits right now. So we'll see what this is going to do for him. We'll see if he can get back out in front of the leaders. He's in the pits right now and towards the end of pit lane. But if he goes a lap down, I'm not sure if everybody's got a pit. It looks like the 48 also coming into pit. So these guys may not be able to make it to lap 50. As the 00 is going to come out there, the leaders already passed him. So, yeah, we may be in a situation where these guys are only going to make it about 45 laps or so on fuel. So we'll see how these leaders handle this thing. But the 67 now finds himself into third place, trying to run down these teammates, and he is not far behind him, Jimmy.
No, he's not, Carl. 7 laps to go, and these guys are going to feel some pressure of Raj, as he's just been flying around this track, eating away the time that those guys had on him, as some of the trucks have already came in, and we'll see how they all play out, as it looks like they're getting maybe a little splash and dash.
We'll see everything plays out here, but they are side by side now for the lead, and it's going to be Shipley on the inside getting past Brown. And we'll see if these guys need to come into the pits at all before the end of this thing, or if they're going to try and eke this thing out. I mean, right now, they've got 4 trucks a lap down. Unless these guys have been saving fuel, which maybe the 98 has been. Maybe that's why he's been slow here towards the end of this run. But, for some of these guys coming in as early as they did, it makes me think that they're not going to make it on fuel. But we'll see how everything shakes out, as the 48 right now, and the 85 for that matter, trying to get their laps back the hard way before this stage ends. And a little bit of battle once again as the 98 closed back in on the 15 for the lead. But these guys right behind them are also doing battle. The 85 and 48 are battling for the lucky dog position and for 10th and 11th position. So these guys are on fresher tires, closing right in and trying to get that lap back.
This could be big for the 85 to stay in front of the 48, as a stage break is about to happen. So, 4 laps, and, it could be the difference of having the 48 a lap down come to start the second stage break.
It looks like the 85 just having a little trouble just rotating through the middle and getting the drive down coming off the corner. So not going to be able to get the pass and get his lap back quite yet. And I'm sure he's just trying to take it easy around the leader. Doesn't want to, damage anybody that's out there in the lead. So it's a good job sportsmanship-wise. But the 48 does not want to wait around. He wants his lap back, and he doesn't want to have to wait until that stage break. He's going to look to the inside of Shipley in turns 3 and 4. And again, right now, all these guys are still out there on fuel. The top 9, actually the top 8 at this point have yet to pit, as Raj, the 67, will bring it into pit lane.
Yeah, Raj just took a splash and dash and back out on the track.
Yep, absolutely. So could be very interesting here as these guys are stretching it out, and only a couple laps left here before the end of the stage. And a big dive down to the inside from the 85. Not sure why the 15 was checking up so quickly, but that was a real quick run in there by the 85. So I thought for a second that the 15 might have been running out of fuel, but I think fuel is on the mind of the 15. I think he's clutching that thing in to try and make it to the end here. But he's got to understand that he needs to make it to the stage break and to the caution and back to pits in time. So he needs just a little bit more than 50 laps here, but that's going to allow the 98 to move back on the inside as he blinks out there a little bit, but the 98 back to the lead now. And maybe just giving his teammate a little bit of a tow as we come around to complete lap 49, start lap 50. So one more time around here before these guys will grab first stage and first yellow here. The 98 and 15, 51, 38, 08 all have yet to come into the pits. The 48 of Keith is the first one that has already made a pit stop, along with the 24 and 85. Those guys are on the lead lap. The rest of the guys are 1 lap down right now. But they will make it to lap 50. Now the question is, where will they pick up the pace car? How many more times are they going to go around this track and finally be able to get some fuel?
Yeah, I haven't seen the caution called just yet, as there it is. The caution is now called, as Kenneth Brown will take the Stage 1 victory with Chase Shipley in second, Jesse Singleton in third, Patrick Jenks in fourth, TJ Hanley in fifth, Trevor Keith in sixth, Hunter Bailey in seventh, TJ Lear in eighth, Raj in ninth, Matthew in ninth or 10th, Anthony Emmerich in 11th, Kelly Height in 12th, and Jacob Thorman in 13th.
And not sure exactly what was going on there. If Raj had to get those positions back for crossing out a certain time, going across the start-finish line there, but it looked like he just got his lap back at the right time, and yeah, he is going to get that lap back, as he was just ahead of Lears when the caution came out, so just perfect timing for the 67. He's going to get back on the lead lap, and we'll see all these guys duck into the pits now and grab some fuel. I'm sure grab some tires, because that right front can't be happy at this point.
No, front right is definitely not happy in these trucks right now. And I believe I finally figured out the sound thing. So anybody out there, if we got some truck sounds going on right now, please let me know. I think I figured it out. Not sure why, but OBS had an update, so it changed a few things on me.
These guys starting to head down into pit lane right now, and once they complete their stops, we'll try and bring in some of our in-race reporters here. We'll try and bring back in TJ Lear, as we see him up there in 5th place at the moment, and just get a feel and see if he's starting to like New Hampshire a little bit more, see if it's growing on him a little bit more, or if he's just hating every minute of this out here. But right now, he's getting shuffled back a little bit as some of these guys are starting to come around and collect the pace car. But a good job, a good first stint there, a good clean stint. One little incident there between the 67 and the 08, but no clear, major damage or anything like that for anybody. So good job by all 13 out there.
Yeah, I just want to give another shout out for tonight's sponsor, Bosch Tech. We keep America moving. So no commercials tonight, but give them a little props and show their advertisement up here a little bit. And it's good for people that come out and support the things that we like to do out here for a hobby, and allows everybody that's watching to actually be able to see their friends and family, and root them on. As it's kind of like a Friday night thing if you were to go to your local dirt track or your local short track.
It looks like Barry said that he can hear the engine noise now, so that's good.
Sweetness.
We will now bring back in the 85 of TJ Lear. And TJ, you're now sitting in 6th place here. You're done with 50 laps. The first stage is done.
Thank gosh.
I was going to ask if you're feeling any different from New Hampshire. I'm thinking if it's any different, it's just worse at this point, the way it sounds.
It's tough. In the long run, it got tough, but it felt better, honestly, than how it felt like in practice and qualifying. I surprised myself being able to kind of keep up with everyone, but then I started falling off there. But it's not as bad as I thought it would be. Could be better, but hopefully this next stage I can take what I learned from stage 1 and try and do better.
So now, again, we have 1 stage down, 2 stages to go. What do you think the outlook is now? Where do you think this truck might finish at? Do you think it's a top 5 truck, top 3 truck? Where do you think it's going to finish?
Probably at least outside the top 5. Probably inside the top 10. Just trying to hope for stage points, so stage 1 and try and do better. Hopefully it goes well.
Well, so far so good. You're going to be restarting here in 6th place, so we'll let you get back in the truck, get ready for this restart, and wish you good luck on the rest of the race.
Thank you.
All right, that was the 85 of TJ Lear getting ready to go. We're going to be going green next time by, so Jimmy, why don't you give us a full rundown here, and I'll get TJ back in his room.
Yeah, a little full rundown of how everybody kind of panned out here after they went down to the pits, got some fresh rubber and some more gas as we continue this race here. Is Chase Shipley and Kenneth Brown up front, Trevor Keith and Raj in the 2nd row, TJ and Patrick Jenkins in the 3rd row, Hunter and Matthew in the 4th row, Kelly Hyatt and Jesse Singleton in 5th row, and Anthony Emmerich and Jacob Torman in the 6th row, and TJ Hanley bringing up the rear, but now he's back up to the pack, so he is 3 laps down, so he's got a little work to do to get back up on the lead lap, Carl.
Certainly is got to, and we'll see how everything plays out. He's going to obviously have one more stage break to get maybe one of those laps back, but the pace car is off. We're getting ready to go back racing here. It's going to be in the hands of Kenneth Brown. He's on the loud pedal. We're back racing here at New Hampshire. Another great start there for the 98. He's going to bring his teammate, the 15 of Shipley, along with him this time. The 48 and the 67, these guys have probably been the ones we've been watching the most of the race here so far. Now they are side by side for 3rd place. And we'll get to see what that 67 has for these leaders now, as he is going to clear the 48 and now digging on the bottom, trying to already get some work in on the 2 leaders. 85 of Lear getting close to the wall there, but he keeps it off, so good job there. But that's going to give the option to Patrick Jenks on the inside. Haven't talked much about him at all here, but he is now finding his way upside into the, maybe we shouldn't have talked about him, has a little bit of broadcaster's curse there. He's going to slide it into turn 2 there. And he was battling for 5th place at the moment, but now he is back rolling, didn't touch anything, so just kind of a self-spin there. And if there's any spins that are good spins, I guess it's self-spins.
Yeah, and I'll bring out our first caution of the night, so that's going to allow Anthony Emmerich to get one of his laps back. So the 23 will be back up on a lead lap, so we will have 11 trucks back on the lead lap fighting for the win here tonight at New Hampshire.
So I guess while we have a moment, we will talk to said Emmerich here, and we'll get him in here and pick his brain. We see he's going to get the lap back right here with the lucky dog. So let's go ahead and bring him down in the booth if it's going to let me drag him. There we go. All right, so we got Anthony Emmerich in the booth. The 23 out here tonight should be getting the lucky dog this time by and get back on the lead lap. So got to feel good about that. You got to feel good about that quick caution there to get you back in the mix.
Yes, sir. She's really being hard to me. Tire wear, I wasn't treating my tires good that first run, so see what we can change up and save tires and see what we got.
I'm guessing it's pretty much going to be the right front that's going to be the issue there. But are the lefts wearing? And again, without giving any kind of strategies away, do you think this is a kind of track where maybe 2 tires could come into play at some point?
Very well could. Yeah, left sides are holding up pretty good, so 2-tire strategy may come into play here.
Well, welcome back to the booth. Welcome back to the lead lap, and we'll let you get back to it.
All righty, thanks, sir.
All right, that was the 23 of Anthony Emmerich, and back up there on the lead lap, and looks like he's going to be, it's showing him right now in 9th, but he's probably going to have to give it back a couple positions there as Lucky Dog will fall back to the end of the line. But doesn't look like too many takers down to pit road there, and I'm guessing this little bit of caution right here will give these guys a chance to just clutch it in and save just enough fuel that they won't have to do that short pit there at the end of this stint here.
Yeah, they had a few caution laps as the at the end of the first stage break. So this stage break is going to be just a little bit, well, won't be as long as of a green flag, especially with this caution happening here. These guys, more than likely, Carl, I bet you're going to have enough fuel to finish this out. So I don't see too many guys, and there might be some fuel saving going on here, but I don't think you'll see as many people come in towards the end of this stage break with this caution happening here to follow up for the last and final stage break.
Well, we got a moment. Just want to thank all you guys out there watching. We appreciate everybody out there watching, and if you like what we're doing out here, make sure you hit that like and subscribe, and get to see everything that we do here in CRN. We have plenty of broadcasts all throughout the week. As right now, we got the Premier Series on Sunday nights for the Core Racing League. We got the On Monday nights, we're going to have the GT series coming up. We have on Tuesday nights the truck series, the Camping World Truck Series for the Core Racing League. Then on Wednesday nights, we have ECRC and the 87 vintage cars. On Thursday nights, another vintage car series, and that is the Vintage Cup series for Core. So plenty of racing going on. If you want to check out anything, we appreciate every view, and we know you'll appreciate the racing out there because all the leagues that we broadcast just put on absolutely phenomenal racing, and these guys doing the same thing. I mean, it took till about lap 60 till we seen our first. I guess you want to call it an incident. I mean, it brought out a yellow, but really a self spin didn't really do much. But we are getting ready to go back green. It's still the 98 up front. It's Kenneth Brown. He is getting ready to lead these guys back to green. And he is on the loud paddle back racing here at New Hampshire. Great start by both of these guys, the 98 and the 15, but it is going to be Kenneth Brown diving it in, but Shipley not going to let him go by too easily. Hangs right with him there and getting a little drive off the corner, going to send it high. Move the 15 back to the point, not wasting any time here. And I don't think he can, as he's got the 67 of Magaputi right there behind him, and he's going to go to the outside now. I haven't seen the 67 out there, but we do have a couple guys up into the wall. And looks like the 26 is stopped up there in the wall of Kelly Hyatt. Gets that thing fired back up and going again, but it looked like I believe it was the 31 or the 00. Not sure. We'll take a look at it right now. As the 38 gets in there, looks like a bit of a net code right there. The 38 gets into the 26, and then 00, nowhere to go. And unfortunately, both those guys getting hooked up together up into the wall, and some pretty heavy damage there to the outside for both the 00 and the 26 car. So a bit of a rough one there for Hyatt, and certainly for Karakov as well. But we're still green here, still racing. And in the meantime, up front, the 67 of Magaputi has gotten around for second place and now trying to work on the leader here. So maybe not setting a qualifying lap was all by design. He wanted to get some experience running through this pack, and certainly did that. He's going to give a position there to the 98. And if he's not too careful, he's going to give it right back up to the 48 as well. So it's a little bit of a slow up there by Raj, but still in a good spot considering he started way back there in 12th and now just kind of battling right now for 4th, as he is going to fall back there as Trevor Keith is going to make it around on the outside of him in that 48 machine.
Yeah, Raj is just, gets into the 48 just a little bit. And it hits the wall, cutting across the 24. There's a 67 gets into the 85.
Yeah, a bit of a rough one there, and not sure if the 67 can get back going there. Looks like that truck won't fire. There it goes. It fires back up. And he will peel back away, but certainly going to be some damage to the 67 on that one. And he just tries to move up and didn't realize the 24 was there. These guys do have one fast repair for the series, so I'm hoping that the 67 didn't use his up, because he's certainly going to have to use it after that one.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. Just not quite enough room to pull up in front of the 24 there, and just kind of spun himself around. So if he didn't use his fast repair, coming into the pits, he can use it this time. And as you can tell, there's just a lot of damage to that truck, Carl.
Yeah, absolutely. But he does get it back going. Didn't have to tow. That's a big portion of it right there. If he's got a tow, that's a whole different ball game, and you're down a lap 2, maybe even 3, depending on how long the tow is, until you get everything fixed up. But he's back, caught up to the field. He'll be able to bring it into the pits right now. Again, hopefully he's got that fast repair in the bag, and he can use that thing and get back in there. This also is going to help out the 00 and the 26 getting involved in that little bit of incident as well. They're going to be able to catch back up to the field. As you see the 26, that Exalta machine in the pit road right there, just having all kinds of damage on that right side. So hopefully we can get some of that fixed up as well.
Yeah, you can use these cautions to get your truck fixed up a little bit. But this short tracks, Carl, you just don't get a lot of time in there. So if you're going in to get damage fixed for iRacing, it's not like they have a bunch of people out of the wall. So if you take tires or fuel, it's gonna, the damage is an afterthought. So you gotta basically not take tires and fuel and use all that time to get your truck fixed and get back out there so you can get the best finish you can.
Yeah, I mean, even if you're coming in as the leader, by the time you get to your pit stall and get your tires and your gas in, the leaders are already halfway down the backstretch, if not already in turn 3. So getting the damage done by the pit crew itself without using the fast pairs is certainly going to be a long process and not going to be getting too much done. Obviously, they do repair a little bit as they're changing the tires, but not enough for you to do anything. But I don't believe I've seen that 67 come into pit lane yet. Am I wrong with that?
No, I have not. Raj is still out there, so maybe he just feels that the truck is good with power, and he's just gonna do what he can to finish this stage and maybe save his fast repair for that last stage, Carl.
I mean, not exactly a bad strategy if he's got enough in the truck and doesn't feel like he's going to fall off the pace too much that he's going to get lapped or even lapped twice. Not a bad strategy to just kind of bank it and make sure you don't get involved in anything else the rest of this stage, so that way you have a good, clean, fresh truck for those last 50 laps. So certainly an option to play out there, but you got to worry about how much damage that truck has. Took a pretty good shot to the nose on that thing, so at any point that engine could just say bye-bye, and if he's going to bring that thing in under green to fix the engine, even if he's got a fast repair, there's a good chance he's going to go down a lap. But these guys are going to get grouped back up here. We're going to get racing here once again pretty soon.
Yeah, it's one of the things that when I drive the trucks here every now and then is if I get into a wreck, I'm watching that water temperature and oil temperature, make sure I don't blow an engine, especially when you get wrapped up into an incident and you try to stay out there and maintain position. But we're on lap 71, Carl, so we're about almost at the halfway mark here as Chase Shipley and Kenneth Brown lead this pack.
For the first time tonight, the leader is going to actually choose the outside line here. The 15 going to pick the outside and put his teammate, the 98, on the inside line. So we'll see how that works out. And I've always felt like you do get a little bit better drive getting the power down when you're on the outside here at New Hampshire when it comes to restarts, because spinning the tires is certainly a real thing. And for some reason, this track it's more than a lot of other tracks. So I don't blame him for taking the outside line there, and he's felt comfortable in turns 1 and 2 on the outside. So that's where he's going to go. We are back green racing. Back on the loud pedal is the 15, and not going to clear the 98 going into the corner, and he's got the 24 of Hunter Bailey now right behind him, but a good drive into turns 1 and 2. He's going to clear for the lead and try and check out a bit from his teammate as a 24 and 48 look to do battle for third place. The 23 of Emmerich now showing himself up there. Certainly, he's gotten a little bit of boost since we talked to him and gotten that lap back. He's back up there in the top 5 at this point, or battling for it right now.
He's moving to the front, like he's just moving to the front. He has to check up just a little bit behind the 24 as the 24 goes a little high, so he's able to get underneath the 24. They're coming out of 2.
Yeah, tries to get the drive, just not quite enough to get underneath the 24 and keep it there, so he's going to fall back in line and look towards the middle line. The 24 liking that extreme high line there up above the other pavement down on the bottom. And speaking of other pavement, the 51 still riding that extreme low below the yellow on the bottom of the track line through 3 and 4. So you want to talk about somebody riding 2 different lines between 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, just take a look at that 51 truck of Singleton.
Yeah, maybe he knows something I don't know, but the 31 goes spinning around.
The 31 down on the infield, that is Torman. Looks like we're going to stay caution free, but we'll take a look and see what happens. Looks like he just loses it coming out of turn 2. Keeps it off the wall and just slides through the grass and gets that thing back righted, but he is certainly just going to be riding around here for another 25 laps or so till this stage break ends. But up front, it is still the 15 and the 98. The 98 not going away at all as Brown is hanging right with Shipley. But right behind him, the 51 of Singleton, for once actually being up on the track through 3 and 4. And he's going to get it done to get into third place. And it's going to shuffle the 48 of Keith back to 4th. And now the 00, already a lap down, but he's trying to make it work and get it back the hard way. That is Karakov moving up into 6th place on the track, but again, he is a lap down, so he's trying to race his way all the way through this field, get the lap back the hard way, and get back into the groove with everything. But either way, he is sitting pretty good right now as the lucky dog. He just got to make sure that nobody else gets lapped before the end of this thing.
Yeah, you really got to give it to these guys so that they go a lap down. And, they're still out here, still trying to, get their lap back the hard way. They're fat, like he's fast, He's able to get around in a lot of these front pack getting their cars here, and he's got a good chance. So you never know what can happen, and maybe not push it too hard, as you are sitting as the lucky dog. So at some point you just kind of, once the truck starts not handling the way you want it, just kind of relax and just hold on to your position, and hopefully a caution comes out, or at least at the stage break you'll be able to get it back.
We're now officially halfway through this race. We are starting lap 78 here. So who are you rooting for out there? Tell us in the chat who you think has got the hot shoe tonight. Who you think you want to see up there in the top 3, or maybe on the top step of this podium. Let us know who you're rooting for, who you want to watch, what kind of views you like to see, anything like that. But the 51, looking at the view for 2nd place right now, he's on the inside of the 98 of Brown, as Brown blinks out there a little bit. Have little connection issues there from iRacing or from his computer, but the 51 going to slide into 2nd place now. So the Black & Decker machine is on the move, doing the work, and he's got a great run off of 2.
The 15 just got in the wall just a little bit, allowing the 51 to get underneath them.
We've seen the 51 and the 15 do battle earlier. Now they're doing battle for the lead. Just staying alongside down the front stretches of 51. Could this be our 3rd different leader here tonight? He's going to dive it down into turn 1, and bit of a slide job there. Not a full send slide job, but enough to get it done. Singleton, your new leader out at New Hampshire.
Yeah, 15 trying like crazy to get back around, but the 51 has enough momentum to get by. Maybe the 15, when he brushed that wall, just scrubbed just a little bit too much speed off, allowing Jesse Singleton to capture his first lap lead here tonight.
It's kind of right spot, right time for the 51, with the 15 getting in the wall, and it's one of those tracks where you get sideways a little bit, scrub those tires just a little bit, get them a little heated up. You're going to have to take a couple laps just to cool them back down and get them into the groove and the lines that you've been running. So you may see that from the 15 just a little bit, just calm it down for a lap or two. But then again, maybe not, as Shipley goes back around the 15, and now the 51 with a crossover move down to the bottom and give that lap to the 51. But it is starting to get racy here in the second half, as the 51 full send down to the inside again. He's going to slide up just a little bit and then hook it right back down to the bottom. Gets a good drive there, blocks off any kind of crossovers from the 15. But these guys are battling pretty hard here. 19 to go still in the second stage. But you see the 15 running that middle line there in 3 and 4, the 51 all the way in the bottom. And now the 15 getting a bit of a run, but not enough on the outside.
And now he's looking down to the inside as they head down into turn 1, and the 15 will dive it down in there, cut back up in front of the 51. 51 coming down underneath as it gets a little bit loose there on the exit of 2.
Yeah, so they're going to be side by side instead of the 51 clearing them this time. So we'll see if the 15 can get a better drive through 3 and 4. But I mean, Jimmy, we're not on dirt, right? I mean, we're not supposed to see slide jobs and crossovers on asphalt.
These guys are just, they're racing that hard, Carl. Back and forth, back and forth. Now, is the 15th, running the 51, helping him burn up those tires and helping his teammate of the 98 to maybe get by and continue that march of the points to the front.
15 finally getting it done and fully clearing the 51 this time. We'll see if Singleton's got anything left to try and have one last rebuttal here before the end of the stage. But well, we got some time here and these guys are stretched out nice. We'll let you guys take a listen finally now that we got everything working with the sound. We'll let you guys get a little taste of it. You love to hear it.
Yeah, I don't know how loud it is. I muted this. I don't know how loud it is. So the 98 has gotten around the 51 of Jesse Singleton. So Chase Shipley, Kenneth Brown, 1-2 teammates. Then Jesse Singleton in third, Trevor Keith in fourth, Hunter Bailey in fifth, Anthony Emmerich in sixth, Patrick Jenks in seventh, Kelly Hyatt in eighth, TJ Lear in ninth, Raj is back in 10th, Matthew Karakoff in 11th, TJ Hanley in 12th, and Jacob Thorman in 13th.
And these guys on lap 89, and a little bit of dancing now from that 51. And I think that good run that he's had and running down and getting the lead for a little bit has really burned off those tires. As you see that Black & Decker machine really working to try and keep this thing under him. But back right behind them, the 48 and 24, we're doing, or sorry, the 48 and the 00, we're doing a little battle there again. The 00 of Karakoff trying to be that lucky dog, but now that the leaders have passed the 67 of Mangapudi, he has got to get up there and get around the 67 before the end of the stage break, and he's only got 11 laps to do it at this point. But looks like the 67 is really hurting for power. We talked about it. He wanted to try and run this thing out to the end of the stage and hope to stay on the lead lap and be able to get right back with these guys with the fast repair. But right now, he's only got about 10 truck lengths before he's not only a lap down, but out of the lucky dog position. So real tough break for that John Player special machine for Mangapudi, but might not have been the right call in the end here if he doesn't get the lucky dog. That 67 was fast when it was clean, but not clean at all anymore.
Yeah, he's really losing the spot there, as it looks like Karakoff's got to be able to go by him, as he's been losing about a second and a half. Magnapudi is, and here's a 00 on his inside down. Is going to be able to overtake him easily. So unfortunate break for the 67, as not quite enough time for him to get back out there and stay on the lead lap for this last stage break.
Yes, I mean, certainly don't write him off just yet. When we get to the stage break, he will be a lap down, but he will be able to get that truck fixed, providing he's got that fast repair. And then from there, possibly, gets a quick caution and gets back on the lead lap that way. But that's pretty much his only options at this point. Taking a look back here at the battle for 6th and 7th, as you got Emmerich in the 23 and Jenks in the 38. And these guys have been kind of nose to tail for quite some time now. Pretty much one of the best battles on the track. And you see the 38 really trying to dig down low and get to the inside of the 23. Not going to be able to do it right there. The 67 of Mangapudi going to hang on the inside, so both these guys are going to run around the outside. But as the leaders cross the line, we now have 7 laps to go in this stage. And these guys are battling for every little stage break point that they can get right now.
And Magnapudi, basically not in a lucky dog position anymore. So now he's going to come down and maybe take that fast repair and see if he can end up there at the towards the front, or maybe we're just a different strategy to make something work here for the last stage break. You can see the fast repair was taken and some new tires are going on. But Chase Shipley and Kenneth Brown are past pit lane, so Magnapudi is going to go 2 laps down, so he has some work to do to get caught back up to these guys.
Yes, I mean, it's kind of still the same strategy that the 67 is pulling right now, just coming in the pits. He's going to be 2 laps down right now, but when the stage break happens, he's going to stay out there. He's going to get one of the wave rounds, so he'll be back to 1 lap down at that point. So we'll see how everything shakes out, but it's a rough situation there for the 67, and you hate to see it, as he had certainly a fast machine out there tonight. But we've got 5 to go now in the second stage. It's still the 15 and 15 and 98 out front, as Shipley and Brown have been some of the guys to really try and beat out here tonight. They've been up front pretty much the entire way. As you got the 51 of Singleton in 3rd place. Trevor Keith been up there pretty much the entire time as well, inside the top 5. He's in 4th place right now. Bailey now into the top 5, and he's been there for quite some time in this second stage. Just not enough to get back up to the top 3, top 4 guys. And you have right now the 38 of Jenks finally getting around Emmerich to get himself into 6th place by the end of this stage. The 23 of Emmerich right there in 7th place, keeping it clean here in the second stage, and maybe a little bit better than what he had in the first stage. So hopefully feeling a little bit better about that 23 machine. The 26 right there of Kelly Hyatt certainly has got to get some repairs done on that truck on the inside and the outside. If we didn't have a relative there, we wouldn't know what number he is anymore. It's scraped up so much on both sides there. Looking back into 9th place, a little bit of the same here for TJ Lear. Scraped up a bit on the inside there for sure, but still hanging in there and getting it done here back in 9th place. And he said he's going to be an outside top 10 machine, or outside top 5. So I guess it's where he feels he needs to be right now. The 00 of Karakov back here, he is in the lucky dog position in 10th place, running 1 lap down right now. We talked about the 67 finally getting his repairs done. He's 2 laps down here in 11th place. As we got 2 to go here in the stage, we'll take a look at the last one on the track right now. That is TJ Hanley in the 08, as he is 3 laps down, and Jacob Torman out of the race there in 13th. But coming to the white flag for the stage break here, we've got a battle for the lead. Don't give it to the 15 of Shipley just yet. Brown has something to say about it. We'll see how much of a send he gives him here. Anything doing there in turns 1 and 2. The 15 holding off the 98. One more chance for Brown to get it done in 3 and 4. But the lap car, the 85 of Lear, going to play a little bit of a part. So it is going to be the 15 of Shipley getting it done here in stage 2. The 98 of Kenneth Brown going to finish in 2nd. 51 of Singleton in 3rd. Trevor Keith, the 48 in 4th. Bailey in 5th in the 24, as the yellow will come out. And Jenks, Emmerich, Hyatt, and Lear and Karakov going to round out your top 10. But the big thing right there is Karakov was good until 1 lap left in the stage, and that's when Lear got lapped. So all that work that Karakov did to get through the field and get himself in a great spot for the lucky dog gets wiped away 1 lap from the end of the stage, as Lear will be your lucky dog.
Yeah, and it's as being the leader and trying to get around people, that might have been a goal to make sure he stays back there, so he won't be a contender here for the final stage and for that final and most important spot for the win tonight.
A little bit of a dust up for some of the guys there in stage 2, a little bit rougher. But all in all, everybody is still pretty clean for the most part. A couple of trucks a little scraped up there, and obviously Magapudi getting the worst of it through all the trucks there in stage 2. But we'll see these guys bring this thing down into pit road now. And more importantly, we'll see which one is going to get off the line quicker here, the 15 or the 98. Who's going to be your leader here? But you see all these trucks staying out. They are the lap down trucks and looking to get their wave rounds, or pitting on the next time by, most likely. But the 15 and 98 in their pit stalls. And we'll take a look right now, see if anybody goes for any kind of different strategies here. Looks like it will be 4 tires for the 98, 4 tires for the 15. 15 down and away and just getting out. You see, slamming on the brakes there to make sure he doesn't speed there at the end. So hopefully no penalties there, but it's going to be the 15, 98, 48, 38, moving up a couple spots there. So Jenks up into 4th place. Then it's going to be the Bailey in the 24, Emmerich in the 23. So while we got a chance here, we'll go with the same order. We'll bring in TJ Lear. We'll bring him in first, and again, ideas. He's the one that gets the lucky dog here. So we'll give him a second to get done with his pit stop. Certainly don't want to mess anything up if he's talking to his crew or his teammates while he's in the pits. But now we will go ahead and bring in the 85 here of TJ Lear. And TJ, right there on the last lap there is finally when you went 1 lap down. But luckily, that gives you the lucky dog, gets you back on the lead lap. And now at least, somewhat secured into the top 10, but still plenty of racing to go.
Yeah, but and really now I'm just focusing on getting all these repairs out of the way. I'm down on power. I believe I still have at least 3 minutes left of optionals, so it went from alright to bad, now it's the worst. I don't really know how much worse it could get from here, as long as I stay out of trouble. I'll at least still be on the racetrack to see the checkered flag, hopefully. Well,
there you go. Yeah, there's your optimism right there. But yeah, that's got to be rough out there, especially at a track like this where you're trying to get the power down as much as possible, and when you have a lack of power, it hurts the truck so much. But we'll wish you luck in just kind of hanging out there and maybe picking off some guys here if there's any kind of incidents here towards the end. But that truck is certainly looking a little worse for the wear to get this thing to the end. But wish you luck and give you one last chance to get any shout-outs if you want to.
Anybody who's watching, once again, I gotta thank everyone for supporting me on doing this. So hopefully our time is coming. Just a lot of bad luck every week in and week out. So.
Well, unless I'm mistaken, it's not New Hampshire next week, so you got that going for you.
Yeah.
And, you got that to look forward to.
That is one way to look at it, yes.
All right, buddy. I will let you get back into to your room, and we'll wish you luck the rest of the way.
Thank you.
All right, that the 85 of TJ Lear. We're getting ready to go back green here, Jimmy, and it is going to be the 15 of Shipley that's going to be leading these guys back to the green flag again on the outside, and he is on the loud pedal. We're back racing at New Hampshire.
Shipley gives a nice jump there on the outside, but the 98 of Kenneth Brown going to the inside. Obviously, teammates giving each other plenty of room, not getting into each other, but the 38 goes spinning around.
Seeing that right in the back. And it looks like a couple guys, the 38 and the 26, are involved for sure. See if anybody got into the wall or into anybody else. But that was coming off of turn 2. You see the restart here. Good start by the 15 and the 98. The 15 had the 98 cleared going into turn 1, but then a little bit of a send there on the inside. Gets the 98 to the inside. Now we'll take a look right here at the 38 in 3rd place. He does clear the 48 through the corner. And it is his line coming off the corner, and not sure if he just had the same thing happen. He had it coming off of turn 2 before, where the truck just stepped out on him, and looking like a bit of the same thing here. I don't think that 48 got into the back of him, and you see it already losing it, already loose coming off the corner, and at that point it's really, really tough to save. The 48 doing a good job diving to the outside and missing him, and it looks like, unfortunately, the 26 just getting hooked from the 51 in the back, as they were both trying to avoid that situation right there. A little bit of a tag and just some more damage, unfortunately, for the 26. He gets kind of grabbed by the wall there a little bit. Really a rough race for the Pepsi Exalta 26, but the 38 of Jenks doesn't look like he suffered too much damage, just maybe a little bit to the pride there as he loops it again off of 2, but looks like the 26 had a fast repair in the bag. So he will get that thing repaired. Unfortunately, down 1 lap right now. So he's going to need to get that lap back and hope for another caution here at the end to get back on the lead lap. But that thing is all cleaned up now. It looks a heck of a lot better than it just did. A few guys pits right now. That's going to give our in-race reporter, the 85 TJ, a little bit more time to get some of those 3 minutes done. And in the meantime, I'll take a look for Anthony Emmerich. We'll try and get him in here one more time.
Yeah, this also gave, it looks like Karakov is back on the lead lap along with Raj Magnapudi, and those guys were fast early and they were even fast in the middle of the race. So let's see if they can get back up to the front and challenge Chase Shipley and Kenneth Brown for the win.
So one more time, we will bring in the 23 of Anthony Emmerich. And Anthony, I'm almost a little scared to bring you in here, because last time we brought you in here, you weren't doing so well, and then all of a sudden, it was like you were shot out of a cannon working your way up through the field. So I'm a little leery to bring you in here again. I don't want to ruin the luck going right now.
No, you're good. I'm just trying to keep this thing as pretty as I can. We got a little bit of nose damage, but luckily we're not in an aero-dependent track, so kind of keeping what little damage I have and trying to maintain, man.
Yeah, I mean, so far so good. You see yourself now with the last 50 laps, and probably when you're going green here, about 40 laps to go here in 4th place. So even with that damage, that 23 machine seems like it's got something for these guys up here.
Yeah, that's the plan. Hopefully I got something. These guys up here are pretty fast, so we'll see what we can do.
All right, sounds good. We'll give you one more chance to send any shout-outs or any thanks before we let you go.
Yep, just once again, like to give a shout-out to my family, and thanks to all the sponsors that let this happen, really.
All right, well, wish you good luck, and hopefully we'll talk to you in the top 3 here at the end.
All righty, thank you, sir.
Again, give a shout out to their sponsor, Boss Tech. They keep America moving. So these trucks here on the track here at New Hampshire are about to go green as the lights are off on the pace car.
Yeah, another shout out there to Keystone Corner as well. So, yeah, I mean, Anthony hit the nail on the head. Thanks to all the sponsors that helped this happen. Thanks to all the family, the friends, the wives that put up with it. We know it goes overlooked sometimes, but thanks to everybody that puts up with us being in the booth, with these drivers being out there in the track, with any admins that are helping out. Thanks to everybody out there. It's great to be able to do this. I know myself and Jimmy can just say it's fun broadcast. It's fun watching a good group of guys out here, and that's what these guys are right now. They're just really doing well. And, nothing too crazy out there. A couple little spins here and there, but we are 40 laps from the checker flag now, and looks like it's just about go time here, as the 98 not going to let the 15 get away, and the 15 going to get a little sideways coming off the corner, and that's going to give Brown the inside, and he's going to clear once again, but not so fast, as Shipley sends it on the outside, but not going to get it done. Going to look for maybe the crossover. They almost get into each other there a little bit. So not too much love lost here for the 2 teammates up front, as Shipley going to dive now to the inside. And right back behind him, Trevor Keith just sitting there watching, licking his chops, loving seeing that kind of stuff happen right there. The notch machine ready to hit the turbo and get past both of these guys.
I don't know what their owner was telling them in the pits when they came down for that last pit stop, but I don't think getting into each other was part of that conversation. But the 15 is now out in front of the 98 with the 48 of Trevor Keith in 3rd, Jesse Singleton in 4th, Anthony Emmerich in 5th, Hunter Bailey in 6th, Matthew Karakov in 7th, Raj Magnapudi in 8th, Patrick Jenks in 9th, and TJ Lear round out your top 10.
Yeah, so we see the 00 of Karakov.
Whoa!
Does get the lucky dog there. And it doesn't look like we're going to have a caution there. It looked like it might have been a single car incident. We'll take a look at it one more time here, as now he slides up, and another hard shot into the inside. It doesn't look like it actually did too much damage there, but that is certainly going to hurt the 67 there. It looks like a little more damage to the right rear, if anything, but yeah, just kind of got really tight coming off of turn 2 there and getting up into the wall. And now the 85 looks like he's, I was going to say he was really slow, but he's on the apron there. So TJ just maybe not calling it quits, but he's on the inside letting these guys go by. But yeah, you see the 23 of Emmerich getting a little racy there. He's maybe giving himself a little bit more damage on the front end as he's pushing these guys around. But as I was mentioning, Karakov getting that lucky dog, so he's back on the lead lap now, back into the top 5 as well. So another guy that's benefited from some of these late cautions here, getting some laps back. And we still have 9 drivers on the lead lap. Magnapudi is the last one on the lead lap, but pretty far behind at this point, and not sure how much that damage is going to hamper him as well.
Yeah, he's got some right rear damage for sure, and he hit the wall pretty hard, so he might even be down some power. But the 26 machine of Kelly Hyatt is definitely looking a lot better than it did earlier, as they had a quick repair still in the pocket for the final staging.
Yeah, still going to need a caution to get Kelly back on the lead lap. That was he is 1 lap down, but these guys bumping and banging like that could bring it out, and there it is. That's exactly what Kelly wanted to see. Unfortunately for in-race reporter Anthony Emmerich, not what he wanted to see. Doesn't get too much damage there, but it looks like the 24 and 23 getting together might have been a little neck there as well, as they were close. It didn't seem like that close to have that big of a bounce, but maybe that's exactly what happened there. Yeah, just you see the right fender getting caught on the inside of the wheel well and jumping that thing out there. So maybe a little bit more damage for the 23, but could have been worse. Could have got up into the wall, but he does save it pretty well and gets that thing straightened back out eventually. But that's going to bring out another caution here and starting to get a little late here into the race, as going to have about 25, maybe 28 laps left once you go green.
Yeah, I'm not sure that on the tire count for these guys here in this series, but this is something that somebody in the back of the pack might be looking at, taking 4 tires and being a lot faster, as tires are a big issue here on some of the short tracks. It can be a big benefit over somebody that's in the back of the pack looking to gain some positions.
On the other one, this helped out is the 67 of Magnapudi, because he was plenty well behind the pack here, so it's going to give him a chance to not only catch the field, but try and get some of that damage repaired and maybe get back into the mix here. But that's going to give us 10 guys, so the top 10 on the lead lap once again, with the 08 of Handler 3 laps down, the 85 of Lear 4 laps down, and then Torman has parked it for the night. He is now currently 35 laps down in 13th position. So 10 guys still with plenty of a shot here left in the race, as we got 33 laps to go right now. It'll be 32 at the line this time. And I believe pits were already open, so bit of a shock that we only seen a couple guys come down. We've seen the 24 of Bailey come down, the 26 of Hyatt come down. And I think Hyatt just happy to be back on the lead lap at this point too, and having a clean truck to boot.
Yeah, having a clean truck here towards the end of the race is always a big plus, as we have 31 laps here remaining, or 32, and some of the guys in the back, them tires might just help. We'll see if it's enough to give them an edge over the Chase Shipley and Kenneth Brown, as they have dominated here tonight. Trevor Keith there in 3rd, Jesse Singleton in 4th. Matthew Karakoff, he's back. He came from 2 laps down, so he's back into contention here for the win, Carl.
Absolutely, but I definitely want to keep my eye on that 24 of Hunter Bailey. It's been a long time since he's been able to race for position the way it seems, and have the truck to do so. Now he's got it, so he's got some fresh tires, a fresh truck, and hopefully a fresh attitude, and see if he can run this thing to the front. But again, I'll ask everybody out there, once again, who are you pulling for? Who do you think is going to get this thing done? We know it's been the 15 and the 98 pretty much dominating out front, with the 48 kind of hanging up there the entire time too, but there could be some sleepers here with some late calls here, some late tires. So who do you think is going to have the hot shoe? Who's going to get it done? We are lights out on the pace car, getting ready to go back green here. It's going to be 30 laps to go at New Hampshire. So it is maybe not officially go time yet, but these guys are got to be chomping at the bit at this point.
Yeah, it's go time for me. I mean, I'm ready to watch some hard fought laps here, and these guys have been doing it all night. So 31 laps remaining, and lights are off on the pace car. So if you're enjoying everything here at SRM, please give us that thumbs up and hit the subscribe button, as it helps the channel out, and continue to support the drivers out here tonight.
Yeah, make sure you got your beverages in hand, you got your popcorn in hand. It's about to get interesting here. 30 to go here at New Hampshire, and the 15 of Shipley back on the loud pedal. A little bit, not sure if it was a tire spin there or just a bit of a missed shift, but that's going to give the 98 of Shipley a good share. I'm sure Shipley giving a chance to Brown there on the inside as they go side by side through 1 and 2. Still going to be side by side off the corner, and still side by side for second place, third place and fourth, and fifth and sixth, all the way back through the field. And another truck that took some tires there. Hunter Bailey in the 24 already looking, almost made it 3 wide there on the outside. So watch the 24 and watch the 26. They clearly got some new tires and want to make some moves early and use those things up. And you see, just look at the speed on the outside there, making the high line work. Going to get around the 23 of Anthony Emmerich. Battle for fourth and fifth place right there as Jenks and Singleton doing some battle. The 51 still making that absolute bottom on the apron work, and he's going to slide up very close to the 38. Going to make Jenks check up a little bit, and 2, almost 3 wide as a 00 going to think better of it back out of that one. But there it is. The 38 getting into the back of the 51. That's going to bring out a caution, and now it's certainly going to be go time after this restart.
Yeah, it's, the end of the race, tension's high, so you see here just the 38 just tapping the 51 ever so slightly, gets up into the wall. 24 is able to get on the brakes and get around the 51 without wrecking. So that continues Kelly Hyatt's march to the front there, or excuse me, Hunter Bailey's march to the front as he's now in 6th place. Test. Oh, there's mine. And sorry for the delay there, folks. I'm trying to get Carl back up as we have a little bit of audio difficulty with the broadcast here. But Chase Shipley and Kenneth Brown still lead the pack here on lap 132. And just give me a test there, Carl. See if their Discord is back. Yeah, there's 17 laps to go here. Still don't have Carl up on the on Discord yet, but still working on that as the 15 of Chase Shipley and Kenneth Brown here continue to battle for the lead. The lights all wrapped on the pace car as they enter turn 4. So 98 taking the low side, 15 to the high side. They are on the loud pedal. Shipley is going to the outside. 98 didn't get quite the jump that he wanted, but it's still going to look to the inside of the 15. There are 3 wide behind a 98, the 51, the 23, and the 00. As the 51 tries to get by the 98 and barely makes that stick as he got loose there. Oh, and the 51 gets into the 00, and the 00 into the 23. That will call for another caution here at lap 134. We'll go back here and check that out, as it just looks like the 23 just got a little bit loose and came down to 51 and then hit the 00, and they got together as they wrecked here on late here at New Hampshire on lap 135. I'm going to continue to work on Carl here as we try to unlock him here. As I'm not quite sure why I just lost Discord all of a sudden. So hopefully we can get that back, and hopefully get Carl to give me a test again. And no, still no joy there, as I'll continue to work on getting my sound back from Discord, and hopefully we can get Carl back here. If not, we will continue to give you coverage here, as we have only 15 laps remaining here with the SRM Truck Series at New Hampshire. So Chase Shipley is in first, Kenneth Brown in second, Jesse Singleton in third. Kelly Hyatt is up in fourth with that number 26 machine. Raj Magnapudi pulling it off with the number 67, back up in the fifth. Hunter Bailey in the 24 and 6th. Trevor Keith in the 48 and 7th. Anthony Emmerich in the 23 and 8th. Patrick Jenks in the 38 and 9th. And TJ Hanley in that number 08 car in 10th position. Get another mic check there, Carl. See if we copy.
Check.
And we are back.
Hey, glad to be back, everyone, and at a good time here, as we're going to have 14 laps to go right now. And it's been quite a doozy here while we've been away with sound. Had a few wrecks here and shaking up the field here quite a bit, but you've seen these new tires starting to creep their way towards the front, and that's what you had with the 51 there of Singleton. He was trying to get up there and got a little bit sideways, and there were 3 wide, and there's really only so much you can do, and you see the 23 just get a little bit loose, and when there's absolutely no room to move, that's exactly what's going to happen. It's going to be a wreck, and unfortunately it ended up being a big wreck for the 00 and 23, but Looks like the 15 getting a little side draft from the pace car there as we're getting towards the end of this thing. And again, some drivers out there with some nice fresh tires. The 15 and 98 still out front, been out front this entire race so far. What do the 58, the 26, the 67 back up there, and the 24 all have to say about it? The 48 of Keith certainly wants to get back in the mix of this thing. The 38 of Jenks in 8th. Emmerich and Hanley now back in 9th and 10th. So the pace car lights are out one more time. 13 to go. It's going to be 12 to go at the line. And it is beyond go time at this point. That's why these guys are bumping and banging so much and trying to get as many positions as possible. But it is still the 15 of Shipley and the 98 of Brown leading the way and just getting out in front of this carnage as quick as possible. We'll see if these guys get one more good restart here. We'll see if we can make it all the way to the end this time.
Yeah, Carl, I'd love to see a good 11-lap, 12-lap shootout here. The Shipley and Brown, definitely the dominant trucks tonight, but the 51, that Black & Decker truck is still right there. The 26 of Kelly Hyatt just brings that Exalta machine right up to the front here at the end.
Yeah, I can finally see the 26 on the side of that truck once again, and I think this 98 and 15 are about to see that 26 real quickly, as well as the 26 of Hyatt really had to back out of the throttle there as he was about to get in the back of the 98. But everybody's still going, everybody's still clean here, and we are coming to the line now. Going to be 11 laps to go, as it's still the 15 of Shipley leading the way, as the 26 of Hyatt got to go down there and fend off the 24 of Bailey just a little bit, as both Shipley and Brown love seeing that, love seeing the battling going on behind. But the 98 getting loose off the corner, he does save it, but the guys behind 48. Him do not save it. In the meantime, Hyatt and Bailey and Singleton all get around Brown. We're going to have a restart inside of 10 laps to go here, but we'll take a look back here at the action coming off the corner. And it looks like the 48 goes to slide up, and I don't think he realized the 26 or the 23 still had his nose in there. And unfortunately, the 23 of the 23 of Emmerich getting involved in some late race cautions here when he had a nice fresh truck and he had some tires, and it's just not working out for him right now. Certainly didn't work out there for the 48 as well, but this is going to be a late restart here for these guys. And I'm wondering if we get a long enough run for anybody to get a run here at Shipley, but he doesn't have his teammate alongside him anymore. He may have him behind him as he's been taking the outside, and Brown should start on the outside with him. So maybe those guys counting it down together and getting a good restart is going to be what's going to get it done.
Yeah, Carl, I mean, the 26 and the 24, so Kelly Hyatt and Hunter Bailey being there at the end right now, and it's kind of looking good for them as they're in a good position for podiums tonight and possibly even a win. Kenneth Brown getting a little loose there, gets slid back to 4th, but the late caution kind of saved him there. We have Jesse Singleton in the 51 in 5th place, Anthony Emmerich in 6th, Patrick Jenks in the 38 car in 7th, TJ Hanley in the 08 in 8th, and Raj Magnapudi is back up to 9th on the lead lap, so trying to wrangle his truck back in for a late race good finish here. As the lights are on the pace car, we're at lap 142 here at New Hampshire.
Yeah, right now everybody trying to dodge and dive in for any kind of positions they can, and yeah, I think that caution absolutely saved the 98. I think the 98 would have slid back another 2-3 positions had the wreck not happened pretty much right behind him, because he was certainly slow off of turn 2. Already lost 2 positions right off the corner, and the rest of those guys, at least 2 or 3 of them, are going to come freight training on the outside as well. So gotta thank his lucky stars for staying in there in 4th place, and one good restart here. He can still see himself right behind his teammate going into turn 1, but we are inside 10 laps to go. As I said, it is time to make your moves. It's time to send everything you got. We got 8 laps to go here right now, and it's going to be 7 to go next time, so it should be 6 to go at the green flag.
They're really making the end of this race pretty interesting, Carl, as they had some great green flag racing there at the beginning. The second stage, they had a couple cautions, and this last stage here, you can tell how much these drivers want the win. As number 50, they have to chase down the number 15 of Chase Shipley as he blinks out there a little bit, kind of going through the pace car. But you have Kelly Hyatt and Hunter Bailey just digging, having beat up cars or trucks pretty much all race, save their fast repair for late in the race, and here they are sitting second and third.
Yeah, and it's no surprise, and there's not that much anxiety in the first stage, a little bit more in the second stage, and a lot in the third stage, and that's where you've seen these cautions come up as everybody is turning everything up to 11 here and trying to get everything they can. But it is still the 15 of Shipley out front now. Hyatt's the 26. That's right, there is a 26 car out there. You can see it on the sides now. He is cleaned up and ready to go, starting on the inside of the front row this time. And then third place is going to be the 24 of Hunter Bailey. On the outside is a 98 of Kenneth Brown. So got some new tires and got some fast trucks. Who is going to prevail as they come through turn 4? Hopefully for the last time under yellow. See these guys at the end on green. But the 15 of...
The accordion effect.
Wow.
26 tried to jump, misjudged that. Had to check up to 24 as TJ Hanley has crashed coming out of the first. The 24 has gone around, so there's a little bit of chaos going on as it looks like we're going to call out another caution here late in this race.
Yeah, I didn't lose my mic there. I lost my words as it looked like the 26 really slammed on the brakes right there, got everything checked up, and wow, that was the first saving grace there for both the 15 and the 98, and now the 98 is going to be right back on the front row. But yeah, a caution right there is the 51 just in the accordion, getting into the 08, and then some more melee, getting into turn 1 as well as the 24 ends up going around. Wow, it is getting a little shaky here towards the end here in New Hampshire, but we still have another restart that could shake things up even more. As you see the 24 just not getting it slowed down at all, and unfortunately, once again, you see the 23 getting involved.
Yeah, Emmerich not having the night that he wished to have. 24 getting spun sideways, holding on to the brakes, try to allow people to go by cleanly. As a 26 does get around on the high side, 48 to the high side, 38 to the low side. And there's Raj just getting around trying to finish this race up and have a decent finish. So things have definitely warmed up here late here in the race as these guys are hot on the track, and the tires are a little spun up as maybe some of their tempers are flaring right now, hoping that everybody can calm down and finish this thing up as we're on lap 147 of this 150 lap race, here at New Hampshire, just trying to get this thing closed out.
Yeah, the track temperature may only be 75, but I think it's a little bit hotter inside these trucks right now, as these guys are certainly cranking up the temperatures here. Once again, though, it is the 15 of Shipley and the 98 of Brown in the positions that they want to be in. So one little mistake by Brown sent him back, but one quick restart, he's right back up there. So those two guys are going to be in the front row with the 26 and the 51 lining up in the second row. Hopefully this time they can get a better start and give these guys a run for their money, but we're going to have a green-white checkered here. And not sure how many this series is set up for, but we are on lap 148 right now, and it's going to be green-white checker time.
Yeah, green-white checkers, can be either, everybody just doesn't give each other room and you wreck and somebody finishes off on a caution, or it can make for some great racing because everybody's so bunched up. Now, there's only 10 cars out here, Carl, 9 of which are on the lead lap. And the way they've been going here at the end, I can't see anything less than a great battle to the finish.
Yeah, again, I just want to see one run here with some green flag running, and it may take a green-white checker to do it. So we'll see what transpires here, and if somebody throws in a move and it sticks, or maybe somebody throws in a slider and another crossover, it's been fun racing for these guys for most of this race, and it's been fun to watch, but it is green-white checker time in New Hampshire, and these guys are getting lined up to do this thing one more time.
Yeah, one more time here in New Hampshire as they are on lap 149, and the lights are off on the pace car. So you have Chase Shipley and Kenneth Brown up front, followed by Jesse Singleton, Kelly Hyatt, Trevor Keith, Patrick Jenks, Raj Magnaputi, Anthony Emmerich, Hunter Bailey, TJ Hanley, all out on the track currently. So 10 cars, 9 on the lead lap. Let's see these guys finish it out here tonight.
So we'll see if the two fastest guys of the night, Shipley and Brown, can hold off Singleton and Hyatt, who have 22 lap newer tires than them, and they're both trying to hold off the 38 machine of Jenks, who has 9 lap fresher tires than both of them as well. So we are back green racing here at New Hampshire. A good start by both lanes this time, as the 98 of Brown going to dive it on the inside, but not going to get it done. It's going to be Shipley on the high side. Battle for second, or actually third place. Getting mighty close there as the 26 nearly gets into the 51, but Singleton is going to get by as a couple guys, including the 23 on the inside there, jumping through the grass. But we are going to stay green here coming out of turns 3 and 4. It's going to be Shipley by Brown, only by 1/10 and a half. Going into the turn 1, it is still the 15 out front. Still a battle for third place, as it's now a 3-way battle. The 38 of Jenks getting into the mix. Right now it is the 51 of Singleton holding them off, but it's the 15 of Shipley holding up Brown. One late last charge there by Brown, the 98. Not going to be full send, but he's going to ride down the bottom, but it's going to be Chase Shipley, your winner at New Hampshire.
Kelly Hyatt will pull in the third, and then Patrick Jenks in the 38 and fourth. Trevor Keith in the 48 and fifth. Raj Magnaputi coming all the way up to 6th place to finish his night. And then we have Hunter Bailey in 7th, Jesse Singleton in 8th, Anthony Emmerich in 9th, TJ Hanley in 10th, Matthew Karakoff in 11th, TJ Lear in 12th, and Jacob Torman in 13 to round out your field here tonight. But what a finish here late in the race here, as there's a little bit of an incident happening here at the end, and we will show that, as it looks like the 38 and the 51 get together, as the 51 kind of goes sliding around. Oh, it almost catches Magnaputi there.
Oh, he did, and actually shoved Magnaputi up into the 24 there. The 24 took a major shot on the outside wall, but yeah, a bit of a rough ending for some of these guys, bit of a rough stage 3, but yeah, you see it right here, the 67 trying to avoid it, and just big hit by the 24.
Yeah, some of the wrecks that happen are just, man, it's like explosions sometimes when they hit the wall. They go spinning so hard. But, you know, overall, Carl, great race. I mean, a lot of hard fighting over here, as these guys battled 150 laps here at New Hampshire.
Yeah, I mean, it's showing only the top 6 on the lead lap, but it was really the top 9 coming in the last lap, and just those 3 guys didn't even get to finish the race. But we will go ahead and start our interviews. We'll start with our 3rd place finisher here tonight, Kelly Hyatt. And Kelly, I gotta say that I'm not sure what you're doing here. I've seen that truck the entire race. You couldn't even see the numbers on the inside, on the outside. That thing was scraped up so bad. How did you pull off a 3rd place in this race?
To be honest, I've got sponsors that are going to give me great trucks week in, week out. I couldn't be happier. I got great teammates in the field, racing for Cloud9 Motorsports. To be able to come back, I had to use a fast repair there towards the end, and I just made sure to save my tires until it mattered. That's exactly what I needed to do to get there. I did it. I stayed up there, and my goal was keep it clean. I kept it clean, let them wreck around me. I brought it home. I'll be happy with the 3rd place.
Yeah, after everything you went through tonight, and after I think you were down a couple laps at one point, so getting it all the way back on the lead lap was an accomplishment in itself. To bring it home in the top 3 is certainly great. Do you think you would have had any shot for the top 2 if you would have been able to clear the 51 of Singleton there early on the restart, and maybe give them a run for their money?
I'm going to be honest, I don't think there was any catching Chase. I do believe I could have gotten to the inside of the 98 in the last lap there. The 51 bounced off the wall coming out of the last turn, or at least got real close to it. I couldn't really tell from my view. I tried to go below him, but when he bounced out, he ended up with a block, and Patrick took him out. So I'll take a 3rd place any day. That's actually my first top 5 of the season. So there we go.
That'll work either way. Like I said, the night that you had to come home with the 3rd is certainly great. So we'll give you one last chance here to give any shout outs or any thanks that you want to give before we let you go.
I would like to thank affiliate teammate TJ Lair for the help that he's been giving, and Hunter Bailey for the setup. I'd also like to thank Exalta for coming on board my vehicle. They are a huge help, believe it or not. Thank you, everybody.
All right, once again, congrats on the 3rd place, and we'll talk to you soon.
Thank you.
That was your 3rd place finisher, the 26th of Kelly Hyatt, and just an unbelievable comeback for him. Now we'll bring in our 2nd place finisher, Jimmy. Why don't you go ahead and take in Kenneth Brown?
Hey, Kenneth Brown, it's Jimmy and Carl up in the booth. You copy?
I copy. How's it going?
Hey, not too bad. Hey, you had a pretty interesting race. You know, pretty much all race you were up front with your teammate there of Chase Shipley, chasing each other around back and forth, but the end of this race really got interesting with a bunch of cautions, and you slid back to 4th or 5th there momentarily, but back at the end, Chase was able to hold you off for the win. So you know, that's what we've seen up here in the booth. How about you give us a little rundown of how it was down there on the track?
Oh man, that 2nd stage was fun. Three people racing for the lead, but no, I feel like I had a better mid to long run truck than Chase. Chase got the track position. Ultimately, that's what counted at the end.
Yeah, he had the position, and you guys seem to be pretty matched pretty much the whole race, just like I said, swapping back and forth. So again, a real good run there at the end, coming in 2nd and right behind your teammate.
Yeah, man, it was real fun. It was fun racing out there. It was a good, clean race. Everybody raced clean. It was fun.
Yeah, a lot of clean racing, as even when the accidents happened, everybody was holding their brakes, trying their best to stay off one another, minimizing the incidents and all that stuff. I seen a couple people get turned around, and you guys were able to keep it green. So that's always good to see on the admin side of the house, where just a single car just kind of lets it go, and that guy just has to kind of suck it up and hope they can catch another caution and catch back up to the field. But great racing overall. Again, congratulations on the 2nd place. I want to give a little bit of time to you to give any shout outs that you might have.
Yes, sir. Thank you for broadcasting this. Thanks to Chase for the race. Thanks for Patrick for the race. Shout out to Kelly finishing 3rd. That was I didn't expect that. That's a good run from him. Thanks for the SRM Truck Series for putting the show on.
Yeah, again, congratulations to you on the 2nd place. We'll let you go back with your teammate and celebrate.
Thank you.
Your 2nd place finisher, the 98 of Kenneth Brown. Now we bring in the man of the hour, Chase Shipley, and it looked like you were pretty much the dominant truck all race long here, and started in 3rd place, but moved your way up to the lead pretty quickly. A little bit of battling back and forth between you and your teammate of Kenneth Brown, but ultimately it looked like it was going to be you that was going to be the one that needed to be passed, and he tried it a couple times there at the end. Not going to happen. A little battle in the middle of the race between you and the 51, but you just had the truck to beat out there tonight.
I don't know if it felt like the truck to beat. It felt pretty slow there for a little while, but it definitely was fast. Kenneth definitely had the short and maybe middle run, but I think I could have had him on the long run. That first stage was just all about fuel saving since it went green, and me and him could save enough fuel. And then it was just track position. Once I got it, I knew how to hold on to the lead there, so it just worked out in my favor, I guess. Feels pretty good to have a win, another one.
If that's you with a slow truck, I'd hate to see you with a fast truck out there. So great job out there.
And throw that.
Yeah, great job out there. And yeah, that was going to be my next question is stage one. It seemed like a lot of guys were coming in there short pitting, and I wasn't sure if everybody was short pitting because they weren't going to make enough fuel or if they were trying a different strategy, but seen a lot of guys going a lap down because of that. But you guys were able to keep it out there and not really lose too much speed, even though you were saving a little bit of fuel.
Yeah, no, we seemed to figure out. We kind of did a little team meeting and practiced on it and figured out how to save fuel, not lose a whole bunch of time, but just get enough saved to where we could make it to the end. We cut it close getting to the pits, but it worked out. That mid stage with Jesse was a blast. I've not raced that hard in a long time, so congrats. Thanks to him, that was fun. Good job, team, BozTech team. We did pretty good tonight.
Well, you did absolutely what you had to do. You grab your second win now on the season, close in the points battle now a little bit with your teammate of Brown. What's it going to take to keep running him down here and grab the lead from him?
That kind of stuff. Get lucky and stay ahead of him, and just hopefully can outrace him.
Well, you certainly did that tonight. You outraced everybody on the track. So congrats one more time for grabbing the win here tonight. Anybody want to give a shout out to or thanks to before we let you go?
Just thanks to Kenneth. He's the one who brought me onto this league and got me in the seat. Thanks to BozTech for sponsoring the cars. It's just every week, man. It's always good to be fast, and it always seems like we're always right there at the front. So I just appreciate everybody involved and you guys broadcasting, and just thank you.
Well, thank you, and thank everybody out there for putting on a good show tonight. So congrats once more time on the win. We'll let you go and let you get back with your teammate.
All right. Thank you, man. Have a good night.
You too. That's your winner, the 15 of Chase Shipley. And yeah, I mean, it seemed like a couple dominant trucks up at the front of the pack the entire time, but certainly plenty of racing all the way through the field, Jimmy.
Yeah, there was plenty of racing all night long. Like you said, the tension was a little bit less there in the beginning. So obviously the long green flag run, the guys trying to save fuel to make it to that first stage break. Some of them making it, some of them not. Some of them have to take some, just a little splash and go to get back out there to get their best finish that they could for that stage. Second stage, tension's a little bit higher. Race is almost half over, and it goes through the halfway point there. Still a lot of tension just going on, but that last stage break, Carl, you can tell them guys that were running up front, they wanted to finish where they been running all night. So the racing was hard, and it's this is 1 mile, but to me it's still a short track and it's very flat, so it's just very hard racing here, and you diving in the corners. There was multiple lines. I mean, these guys did a great job even when they were spinning out, keeping off one another. So I can't say no more. Just the great racing by the guys, and just the clean racing. I mean, that's just what it is, and it'd be fun. Anybody wanting to run with these guys, look them up. I mean, there's some clean racing out here, and it looks like they had a lot of fun.
Absolutely, and certainly the best strategy there by both the guys up front. I mean, they're the only ones that made it all the way from the stage break to the end without pitting again. They pitted last time on lap 102. Everybody else pitted on lap 124 or later, grabbing some new tires, and just could not get it done and get around both those guys. They certainly had the strategy build and brought home a first and second. So not a shocker that they are on the top of the boards when it comes to the points, but. Once again, I want to give a thanks to the series sponsors here, Keystone Corner and BozTech. I want to thank the guys from the SRM Truck Series for bringing us on here, and thank everybody out there for tuning in to us tonight. And one last time, just want to let you know to give us a thumbs up, give us a subscribe. Give us a shout out, and let us know what you think of the racing that's going on here for the SRM Truck Series or any of the other series that CRN broadcasts. But that is going to do it for myself and Jimmy up here in the New England area at New Hampshire. We'll see you at the track.
Peace.